Hello, Music Multiverse listeners. Welcome to Beyond Your Radio. Welcome back to Panelists' favorite shows. Tonight we kind of explore spring. There's all kinds of parts to spring. There's all kind of areas of the world to experience it differently. In fact, the Grateful Dude doesn't experience it at all. Hawaii, what's your season? Nice.
Nice.
Always nice.
Nice.
No, we're
Thank
perpetual summer.
perpetual summer. Wow.
It's intermittent
God he-
lava.
Yeah. Thank God he's lived elsewhere, okay? He's a world traveler like the Easter Bunny. And like the Easter Bunny himself, that signifies such a thing. What we're going to do in the spirit tonight, we hope to send you down some rabbit holes, maybe a reminder or two, maybe an egg or two as a caveat from the idiot who hosts. Maybe these albums will make you think of spring, albums you'd play in the springtime, or because it's just a nicer title, albums of spring for short. And in case you're wondering why this lovely background, that's Vienna. So springtime in Vienna. A tragically hip reference.
There you go.
Let's introduce the panel, shall we?
Yes.
Little Bunny Foo didn't like Dave Grohl's attitude, but still loves the band. Susie Q. He's always paints his eggs tie-dye style. The Grateful Dude.
Yeah, he does.
Nothing signifies spring like the call of the cuckoo. Jeff Young on the panel.
Wow.
She knows the peepers. Yeah. She hears them gossiping about her all night long, and she's sick of it. Damn. Deb Armitage Hicks.
No, I love when people talk. I love.
Talk.
People always asking, where'd you get those peepers? I don't have any. I don't understand what you're saying.
Talk is all I got to say.
I don't know. It's too bad Alex couldn't join us because he loves the smell of skunk cabbage blossoming. Anyway, tonight, the panelists got 5 albums to share that make them think of spring. So, everyone's ready?
Yeah.
You got your 5 albums holstered?
Yeah.
All right.
Really?
Let us begin. We will start with let's start with the Grateful Dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me explain why I picked these albums.
Fair.
Spring to me reminds me of new, blossoming, bellowing. It's a kind of music that's light and happy. It makes you just smile. So that's where I come up with these 5 albums. And I hope you understand. If not, you can take a leap.
And take a leap into some daffodils. Very nice.
Leap through the lilies.
Well, leap into the lilies.
My first album.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Okay. We could be here all day.
Okay, sorry.
All night. My first album is Help by the Beatles.
Okay.
Oh.
Excellent.
It's, if you listen to it, the music is all light and airy and is non-pretentious. It's almost funny to a degree.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of spring. As I go on with my 5, you'll understand a slight pattern. But I think Help is a good reminder of it.
Nice place to start.
I love that album.
Susie Q.
Okay, so Graceland is my first pick. I went with Paul Simon, 1986. It's a lively, sun-drenched record infused with South African rhythms, and a perfect match for trips on lazy afternoons or sitting in the backyard, or even on the front porch in Buffalo if it happens to rain or snow, which it does.
Or under my awning.
Or under your awning. Perfect for your
My awning
awning.
went up today. Yeah. We could do that.
The
hon.
first sign of spring.
It is. Deb's
Yep.
awning.
So that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. No, nobody's calling Sue Al, I guess. Okay.
I'm so unimpressed.
Is that is the album that
Yes.
had?
Yes, and Grace.
Good
Yeah,
album pick.
Yeah, it's great album.
That's a great album.
it is a good album.
Fun.
Mr. Young.
Oh no, I'm so
I will say
afraid.
that there's really no music that makes me think of spring. And so I kind of, for this exercise, I kind of like went to the album cover.
Ah.
And I picked Faith
Yes.
No More Angel Dust from 1992. It's their fourth album. It features contrasting imagery on the front and back, reflecting the band's diverse musical style. Now, the front cover has a soft blue airbrushed image of a great egret,
Okay.
gentle,
Not a cuckoo.
beautiful, while the back cover depicts a cow hanging on a meat hook. A little
Nice.
more gruesome and disturbing,
Yeah. It's spring.
but mostly because I picked it simply just because of the bird. But
Okay.
you know, it's an excellent
Okay.
album. It's their fourth album, and it's a great album. It really is.
Yeah.
You scared me off.
It's crazy like spring. You know?
Crazy like
Yeah.
spring.
I like it. Damn.
Well, I feel better about my fifth choice because it's not real concrete, but I don't think I have to be anymore because of what Jeff just said. Mine is anything Beach Boys. Living in Buffalo. I don't have a specific Beach Boys album that I'm going to refer to because I know, surprising to all of you, it's a little before my time. And it's a little before my time. Haha. So you can diss me, I'll diss you. But the Beach Boys in Buffalo always shout spring. So I really, anytime I hear a Beach Boys song, which isn't very often, but it reminds me of spring because I want to be at the beach. So, everybody get better. 4 through 1. Let's get better at this.
It's funny because when I was thinking of this, I was thinking of I thought of the Beach Boys too, obviously, but then I'm like, oh, is that maybe more summer? Who cares? I guess in California, it's always summer, spring. whatever.
Yes.
I was thinking
or
of like
Hawaii.
I was thinking of Crazy from the Heat, the first solo album from David Lee Roth, because he covered the
Okay.
Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
that's mine. Then I'm gonna steal it. Thank you. We should collaborate next. Okay, that's what I got.
All
Don't-
right.
Don't drill down any further.
What a
It gets
great
better
place! A great place to start for me is the
Yeah.
shaking the dust and the darkness off of winter, trying to dispel the demons, trying to breathe in the air, the flowers instead of the enclosure, the mold, the alcoholism of creativity. Kind of springing to a different creativity, attempting to embrace. Oh, I don't know. What festers in that place between what's coming and what's been and where we are now. And guess where we are now? April.
Yes.
April. Definitely.
April.
And
Yeah.
the album is called April. And the
Oh.
band is Sun Kill Moon.
Okay, there
And
you
this
go.
is from the
That's
great
perfect.
Mark Kozlik. And this is probably the best under the band's moniker. Accessible, lyrically gorgeous, kind of indie jangle rock, but very
Mhm.
like they're just coming out of the basement. And there's not, this isn't. Spring doesn't always come in with the sunshine and the roses, people. It comes with rain and slush and wind and. Wait a minute. Okay, that was a little dark. But anyway, the album is a bit on the darker side, but it's trying to reach for the light.
Good.
Like a
For-
crocus.
For a second there, when you said the album was called April, I thought you were going to pick Visual Audio Sensory Theater.
They could have done that too.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my number 5. So we're starting to get out into this is shaking. it
This
off.
is what we're doing. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm telling
I
you,
got the
guys should have
feel
gone to
now.
hell with me instead. It would have been more fun. Okay, back to the Grateful Dude.
Come on, dude.
When you
Pick
mix,
it up a notch.
okay, when you guys mix together Jim Messina, Stephen Stills, and Neil Young, who do you get?
Buffalo Springfield.
You got that. The album is
Mhm.
Last Time Around is done in '68. It's their smoothest of all of their albums, and it's also the more joyful of their albums. All the songs are great in it. Um, um, it's their third album. Yeah, it's their third album, and it's some of the songs are really good. Pretty Girl Why, Carefree Country, and Special Care. And they're just great albums. If you guys haven't heard it, or it's been a while since you heard it, you should
That's
listen to
true.
it. It's
Yeah.
a very, very well done album.
Yeah, I only have the box set of like, I think most of that's all included, but yeah, I don't have the actual album.
I have five of the albums, but it's definitely worth listening to. Definitely worth listening to.
Yeah, and it's got spring in the title in the band name. So
Yeah, there you go.
And Buffalo in the title too.
Well, yeah. Did they ever play Buffalo? Probably not.
Yeah, they did twice.
Oh, okay.
But once was dead.
Oh, okay.
70.
Mark wasn't born.
Nope.
74.
Yeah, I didn't see
Oh,
Neil Young
it's
until the
a
2000s. All right, it's Susie Q.
Susie Q.
Okay, so this album is soft and warm, it's hopeful. It feels like a gentle spring breeze.
Okay.
It kind of sounds like one too sometimes. It's perfect for your quiet mornings or when you go out for a refreshing walk. And I went with Parachutes by Coldplay.
That's okay.
You're like,
right.
Mark, you're not a big.
I agree. I agree with you.
What?
Susie, I agree.
Yep.
Wow.
It's one of my favorites by them, and
Yeah, I think that every time I hear any song from that album, that's how I feel. I have to say, I agree.
Sometimes those walks she takes are at high speed.
they are, yeah.
Yeah, she's thinking about stomping on your head as she's walking down the sidewalk. But then she comes back refreshed and renewed. Like spring.
Like spring, just like spring. I'm a gentle breeze.
Yes, you are.
Well, let's go over to Jeff and see what he's got on his next album cover of Spring.
Well, I did want to say that was a really nice cover, Jeff. I looked it up. The front side.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
saw a
like
t-shirt
me.
like that.
I look good from the front side too, but the back side is awful.
Well, I mentioned like when Mark was talking about the album April, Vast had one like that. I picked the one a couple before. The second album, Music for People, which is simply a picture of a white flower on a black background. Very simple. But the thing with Vast is I feel like, and Mark, let me know what you think about this. I feel like no critics ever agree on any work of theirs. And like the track Free was like the big track that got played on MTV. It was probably one of the biggest songs. But he's got very clean vocals. There's acoustic guitar, there's electric, there's significant amount of percussion, but it's just a clean, good piece of music. And it's like you'll see reviews of they're trying to be a list person, or this is not that great, or it's too long, or others play it, it's amazing, it's the 4 to 5 stars. Like nobody ever agrees on it. Just go listen to it, and it's worth listening. It's very good.
Yeah,
there's nothing standoffish about it. It's just good music.
Yeah.
You're kind of making me scared. I will. You're very forceful.
Yeah, dude,
I'm gonna
listen to that album, damn it.
No.
Visual audio sensory theater.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good. They had their sound, and it obviously it's John Cosby is the Catalyst, just like 9 Inch Nails Catalyst is Trent Reznor.
Right.
And the comparisons are there, but nowhere near the darkness and I don't know.
Well, they both have some, like, I guess a lot of their content for their work and their tracks could be maybe somber or sad, but one does it in more with angst, one does it more with melody
Melody,
and clean
yes,
vocals, you know.
very melodic. Yes,
Like you could be listening to a song going, "Oh, this is kind of upbeat." Oh, but it's not really upbeat subject.
yes, yes.
That's you.
Oh,
That's you.
number 4. Damn.
Okay, well, I don't get into any of this very deep because I didn't really know where to go with this, but this number 4, I do have a deep connection to this because I was renovating a house in 1986 with no knowledge of how to renovate a house. And the only good thing about renovating this house was the music I was listening to at the time. So this is my number 4, Talk Talk, Color of Spring. I can't tell you why. I don't have specific songs because I don't know songs that go with an album, but I just every time hear anything, it reminds me of me renovating my house in 1986. So there's nothing dark or secret or
Well, it's not a dark album.
fluffy
That's
or
for
anything. It's just, it's almost like when you're painting a house or you're stripping off paint off of cabinets from 1935 and you need to open the windows and you get that feeling of the feeling and the smell of the air, and then you're listening to an album. I know it's called Color of Spring, but I was listening to it, and Talk Talk was like that MTV band that had a couple songs. The rest of it, they're cool. They're cool. So that's where I get that from. It's just a personal feeling of get me the F out of this place.
You know
Well,
what's funny?
they were on the list.
You know what's funny about Talk Talk is I don't know them well. I know I've heard them, but if you pick any subject in the world, even off the top of your head, and you look for a list about that subject of music, like top 20 albums or top 20 band, there will be a reference to Talk Talk in like every list.
I know. And why though? Really? Because there's I don't have any deep connection other than just something general, a feeling. You're right. So that's mine. I know that's what I got.
Okay.
Nice.
So I have a live album.
I don't want to come after you or before you, Mark, because I don't have the adjectives. I need the thesaurus.
Not the band live, the actual live album.
Yeah, actual live album. and we were there.
Oh.
Sue.
Well,
Nothing
I've seen a lot
screams
of live.
spring like Jackson Triggs Winery
Oh.
and Chantal Creveilloux
Okay.
of Canada. And she did a lovely set for HBO. Rain Media from Our Lady Peace was there. But my wife and I were there when they recorded it that evening. The songwriter, pianist, and vocalist closed on 11 incredible tracks from her career.
Are you the one that was yelling Freebird in there?
No. In This Life is the name of the album. Songs like Invincible, If That Isn't Spring Coming, Surrounded, Feels Like Home. And then she finished with Joni Mitchell, who I would consider to be one of those people you would think of in spring with a lot of her album covers and how she delivers. And she did Leaving on a Jet Plane. If you have never, that album's hard to get, but it's worth the listen. This is all her hits plus a few in between that maybe are not as well known. One that has a little bit of a somber note to it, but the storyline of it. But she's an excellent songwriter. She's written for Kelly Clarkson, Avril Lavigne, all kinds of people in all kinds of genres. Quite the artist and kind of unknown in a way. And that one makes me feel think of spring.
You're springy.
Yes. Back to the Grateful Dude.
Okay, my number 3 album is by Meatloaf. And
Nothing screams spring like Meatloaf.
What? I can't wait to hear that.
You know what? And after that, we're gonna have some chili. No, okay.
Couldn't have said it better. It's a great, great album.
Yeah.
It's his most flamboyant album. He really kicks all the notes he can, up high, down low, anything he can. The album is fabulous, and for those who have never heard it, listen to it. I'm not going to say it's as good as Bad Out of Hell, but string wise, it's perfect.
Yeah. It you know, for me,
Interesting.
it gets the approval, the signature approval.
Good job. I like
Susie Q.
you embodied him.
I'm gonna try to get that. I'm gonna eat some meatloaf.
You could play him in a movie.
Yes.
No.
All right, so number 3 we're at.
Yes, number 3.
So this one, I'm just getting to know this band a bit. Someone I know has toured with them, I believe, in the past, and might be out with them again. They're not coming out this way, unfortunately, because I think I'd like to see them. Fleet Foxes, 2011 Helplessness Blues.
Nice.
It is a lot of harmonies. It's folk arrangements. Too cheesy. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but anyway, the songs are incredible. They're beautifully written and lyrically and musically. And if you don't know this band, I would say check it out. Deb, I think you'd enjoy it. It's just nice. It's a nice listen. Very calming. Lots of talent.
Why does it remind you of spring, though?
And again, I've only listened to a few of their albums at this point, but I guess it's just like a
new rebirth, kind of like new feeling.
I don't know. I think as I'm listening to it in real time, because it is spring, maybe that's it too. And it fits my mood, or it fits the mood I'd like to be in. So maybe that's the way to put it.
Indie rock generally fits spring like a glove.
Yes, it does.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Lumineers.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a little bit more folk than what we're dealing with Fleet Foxes, but yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Really good album.
They have a couple of great albums. They really do. Yep.
Yeah.
Jeff Young, you're number 3.
Uh-oh.
Well, hey, gang. Remember when those ragtag chums were on the way to Emerald City in the Wizard of Oz and they stopped to Field of Flowers and fell asleep? Well, take away the background on the horizon, take away Emerald City, and take away the characters and put in a little robot. You got the album cover to Oleander's February Sun from 1999. And it's a post-grunge. If you like Nirvana or Silverchair, then that's kind of what this leads you to. But the lead single, Why I'm Here, and I Walk Alone were the bigger singles, and they were used in different TV shows like Dawson's Creek and, Scary Movie 2, American Pie. So there was a little success there, but there's nothing about this album that puts it above anybody else. It's just really good the way it is. So if you like those bands, you'll probably like this album.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cover. It certainly doesn't scream post grunge. It just doesn't scream it at all. But yeah.
You kill me, Jeff. You don't know what to say.
It's more colorful than this.
Yes, I like that. And I haven't heard about Oleander in a long time. I like them. So, good job. No, nobody's going to like what I have. But this is a very personal favorite that I don't think anybody on this panel will like. I don't care. But it's Chris Stapleton, Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
It just reminds me of when you live in Buffalo and the warm weather gets a little bit warm and you get that taste of that you're going to be able to comfortably sit out by a bonfire without a parka, bonfire with your short sleeve shirts on, go out on a boat, out in the river, and listen to him. Tennessee Whiskey. I'm not a big country person, but that album makes me just feel like the rest is going to get better.
Mhm.
That we aren't just stuck here and then going to go right back into winter. Everything's going to get better and warmer and more fun and more exciting. So don't give me any poo-poos on Chris Stapleton, Traveler, Tennessee Whiskey. You should listen to it, Mark.
I
It's
will
very
do
good. It's a good album.
That
Thank
and
you,
I'll, and
Jeff.
I'll have a Tennessee
I've
whiskey
heard
with
it before. Yes, I like it very much.
Thank you.
that setting that you described makes me think
Yeah.
of like I would be listening to Patio Lanterns from Kim Mitchell.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that too. But we got to mix it up because I don't want to listen to the same thing over and over again. Let's put it on a mix. Can we do it on a mix and sit out by the water and we get everybody in there? But that's my
That's your springtime.
yeah.
staple.
But now here goes Mark with something with thesaurus words and
Dark.
Okay, I'll do my
put
best.
me in my place. Okay, go ahead. Give it to me, baby.
Hanging from a pine tree by my knees, sun shining through the shade. Nobody knows what it's all about. It's too much, man. Let it all hang out. John Cougar Mellencamp's Big Daddy from 1989.
Oh my
Nothing
God.
screams spring like a Mellencamp record. You can go back to Jubilee, Lonesome Jubilee, and Cherry Bomb, but I for one, I love Big Daddy. I love Jackie Brown. I love pop singer. I don't want to be no pop singer. No one wants to be a pop singer. I don't want to play no pop song. Anyway, that's my number 3.
I like that.
Saw a man walking upside down. My TV's on the blink. Make Galileo look like a Boy Scout. Sorry about that. Let it all hang out. I mean, those are springtime lyrics.
Really?
Probably not. But for some reason, for me, that album always comes up and it's like
I love
spring
that.
in the South. Like everybody's watching each other. I think there's that song where Old Weird Harold or something. There's two guys,
sounds like a
talking
pedophile.
trash, and yeah, it's just
Yeah.
And it seems
I
like
love
that album is like if you were to imagine it, there's no color. It's kind of like to the world. It's kind of like a light brown and a hazy shade of
Okay.
gray, and
Yeah.
but it's springtime,
Okay.
Light brown, shade of gray. It does
Interesting.
sound like a Buffalo Spring.
It does.
Such a
There's a
contrast.
lot going on here.
Anyway, Big
Wow.
Daddy,
We really
1989.
Spring here.
1989. All right, I'll
Love
let it all
it.
hang out. Hey, Jeff,
There you go.
Hey.
get to number
Okay.
2. Save me.
My number 2. Uh, I had this is my I think the latest album I've done, but it's Bruce Springsteen's Letters to You.
Okay.
It's
Letters too.
and it's a fabulous album. I think it's one of his best. It's completely off-putting for him, but there's one song which is one of my favorite songs that reminds me of spring all the way. It's I'll See You in My Dreams. Fabulous song.
Oh.
Don't know.
And the album cover. Tell him, Jeff.
I don't know that. Oh, it's got him. It's in a snow.
Yes, he's
There's
it's
snow.
it's winter.
Well, he did
So
it.
we don't care about the album covers.
But he was in
dreams
but,
of
no,
rain.
but he was
does.
just so everybody knows he was in Greenland looking to purchase it. So it was actually springtime there.
Oh.
He
Oh,
bought
so
it
what's
on-
worse there?
He wanted to purchase it for New Jersey.
Like the Bills?
Yeah.
No, that was
No,
that was Bon
that was
Jovi.
John Bon
Bon
Jovi.
Jovi, yeah.
There's another idiot from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm gonna listen,
Brooklyn.
Jeff.
What?
I thought he was from Brooklyn.
Who? Bon Jovi?
No,
he's
Brooklyn.
New Jersey.
No.
Jersey boy.
They're
He's
both
not an
Jersey
idiot. I'm
boys.
just saying, just whatever.
I know we're being funny, but I'm gonna
Yes,
listen
it's
because I
all
didn't
in
know
fun and
about it.
games, jerks.
It's all
Okay,
fun and game.
Susie Q, save me again.
Okay. Well, this one is this one just comes to mind again. Windows down in my car. I was a little bit addicted to this band for a while. I don't think it
Who's?
left my. No, it was in my. Oh my gosh, were they CDs? I think they were CDs. Yeah, they would have been CDs. Before these crowded streets. Yeah. Yep.
2.
DMB.
Oh, Dave
Um,
Matthews Band. Duh. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they are such a.
Okay.
I'm so dumb. Of course, they
Yeah.
are a spring
It is. You can
band.
turn it up. You know, you open your windows and they're
Yes.
jamming out, and it just sounds really. It sounds good with the windows down. They're not meant to be closed in.
No, they're not. They're an
That's
outdoor.
the one that's got Alanis on it, right?
I think it is.
Yeah, she's got doing melody on it. Yeah.
Yes, they're
Yeah.
just a festival band. I love that. That's a great pick. I didn't think about them.
It's great.
Yeah,
Great choice.
that was a whole year for me. I listened to so spring, summer, winter, fall. They were on.
Cool.
All right, Mr. Young, your number 2 album cover.
Well,
Oh no, no.
I'm going back to the Birds again. This is Navi 1994 debut album by Our Lady Peace. So the album cover features a model, an older man who is basically standing there with pigeons on him, sitting on him. But it's my favorite Our Lady Peace album. It's their debut album. I don't think anything compares to it in their catalog.
What year was it? I'm sorry.
94.
Okay.
But it's just a very unique vocal and definitely easily identifiable guitar playing. It's just their own sound, and it's their own sound even compared to their other albums.
But why does it remind you of spring personally?
It doesn't. It just the album cover makes me think of it because of birds.
Just
Back on
But
the
you know,
Birds. It's, you know what the
I-
album cover's like, Deb? The album cover is like the lady in Home Alone.
Oh, the crows have eyes.
Oh no.
The second Home Alone movie where she's in the.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
no,
got
no.
it.
I'm getting.
I got it. All
Got
right.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. But I
Um,
love that. I feel about them is because I saw them. I think they played in Lockport in the Canal concert
did.
series.
Mhm.
And then it was, yeah, so that makes me feel like they should be outside. So I love that. I like them.
It is a drumming piece, that album. It is
All
really
right.
something. Yeah. So you want your tulips to really get out there, put that album on. Boom.
I
They listen.
was thinking of more. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of her name now? When you said the Home Alone lady, I was thinking of.
Yeah. Catherine O'Hara from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, that's what went into my brain, not the one.
Me
Okay. Well, yeah,
too.
she might have worn a hat that had that too. Who knows?
Not the lady in, but I know the lady in the park.
Yes, the lady in the park, Home Alone too. Yes.
All right. My number 2. So this album is only from 2019.
Oh.
Very more current than what I normally when I'm reminiscing about things, but the name of the album is Father of the Bride. It's Vampire Weekend, and anything on this album makes me think about excitement, what's to come. And in Buffalo, our excitement is warm weather. We don't have excitement in the Sabres. We have false excitement in the Bills, but we know that our springs are going to turn into the best summers ever. And I didn't even realize that some of these songs on this album were from this album until I had to do this exercise. I knew one song and that always reminds me of spring. So then I re-listened to this album and I go, oh, of course. This is a spring album in Buffalo. And you're getting ready for weddings, and I'm a girl, and I've been married twice, and I might be married 14 times. Who knows? There's hope. So, Father of the Bride, Vampire Weekend.
It is there. It's a great record. It was in that year. It was on my list of the great albums of the year. Yep.
Was it?
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
absolutely. I think
Because
they've made it a couple of times in their
yeah,
careers.
they
They're a good
they're
band.
under the radar kind of band, in my opinion, or they're more like they hearken to people that are like me that like music but don't know the name of the band or don't know the name of the song or don't know the name of the album. That makes them generic in a sense, right?
On the inside cover of that album, it says "Thank you to all the accountants that follow us."
And
My number
that
two.
followed up, Mark, and made me feel shameful.
It's an album that exudes the busyness and the beginning of spring, the work involved, the emotion, and the religion attached to it. Well, she's not religious, I don't think, but this is The Beekeeper from 2005. This is Tori Amos. And,
Really?
it starts with the parasol, and you get that feeling of that woman with the parasol, just how she walks and walking through spring, and then it goes from there to all kinds of other places and visuals and stuff. And of course, it kind of harkens back to the older Tori Amos style of play without. I mean, there's still added musicianship, but the piano is the lead and her vocal. Just I couldn't. I looked through most of her records and was thinking, geez, is that the one I want to do? Or is it Scarlet's Walk? And no, that one. I mean, people want to do Boys for Pele, but there's shotgun references and stuff. So we'll pass on that.
No, we don't.
Anyway, that's so.
Well, shotguns, turkey season.
Yeah, well,
True.
Well, I'd save that for Jeff. I didn't. Maybe he's using that one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he says, I'm seeing it. No, this is number one. Back to the Grateful Dude for his number one album that makes him think of
Number
spring.
one. My number one is I'm sure none of you have heard this album.
Oh, stop.
Except maybe Mark, you never know with him. But it's got all the members of the Grateful Dead playing on it. But they take no credit, only Bob Weir. It's Bob Weir's Ace.
Yep.
His name is Ace. It is especially some spring oriented with songs like Mexicali Blues, Playing in the Band, Walk in the Sunshine, The Greatest Story Ever Told. It's a great, great album. The reason that Weir did it by himself, and he wrote almost all the songs on it, and which is unusual for the Dead. Most of them are done by Garcia, and he looked for players and couldn't find anybody, so he called his bandmates, and
There you go.
Yeah.
this was, to me, the best album the Dead or anybody else has ever done. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, period. But it matches the spring. It really does. It's a fabulous album. And I dare any of you, especially you four there, and some of our audience members, to listen to it. It's a great, great song.
Yeah, I want to say first time I listened to it was last year with the anniversary. I think it was the anniversary of, and they put it out in a set. So that was, I think it was either that or the year before. Time flies when you're having fun, but yeah. But
Or
It's
not.
got the writing is exquisite on it. It really is.
it's definitely a jam record. It has that feel of spring for sure. It's a great album.
I love that.
Senora.
Oh yeah.
Sonora.
Well, yeah, maybe we can listen to that one out on your awning. Your awning
Yes, let's do it.
deck, balcony,
Wherever.
wherever.
Just play it loud enough so it gets over the peepers.
The peepers?
You weren't paying attention at the beginning of the show?
No.
Most people aren't anyway.
Peepers, creepers?
It's the first
Well,
sign
she
of spring, peepers.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, Kenny's.
Are we having a domestic right here on camera?
He's always trying to catch me. I
know. We
have to move forward. I move forward.
I am stuck in present and future.
Here I am.
You don't have to edit that part because when I get to it, I'll just skip it.
No, I want to see this for
All right, so my number one is new to me, actually. I kind of crossed assignments. So, but it fits this night because this person, I guess this band, if you will, really started to come into their own during COVID. I hate saying that word, but that pandemic era, and she and the band wound up doing a lot of porch concerts. You know, and I think a lot of people are drawn to things like that during that time, is hope and like things are gonna get better, and it was super uplifting. I think there's a lot of creativity came out of that time, and artists just, you know, couldn't go on tour and couldn't go into concert halls, so they brought it outdoors, and that's what she did. And the name of the band, I don't know, you might have to clarify this, is AV and the Inner City. AV is actually Anne Breen. I'm probably saying that wrong. She's from Edmonton, Canada. So she has some solo work, I believe, but she grouped up with some other members to make this band to create the album called Everybody Matters. And I guess you would classify it as soul with a modern twist. When I first listened to it, it's so soul, jazzy, kind of a feel, very light though. She's got a very light, kind of upbeat, positive voice. And one of the songs called, I think it's called Who's Fooling Who, and it immediately made me think of Who's Zooming Who.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin, and come to find out that is one of her influences.
I love that. That's great.
So she has a very interesting voice, and the album itself is not necessarily happy subject matter. It kind of came out from, let's see, I'm going to read it so I don't get it wrong, but it was influenced by the cultural diversity and musical backgrounds of its members, as well as the challenges faced by the community in which they live. So several singers in the band, aside from AV, I guess, and one of the songs features a gentleman. So it's just a really good, it's a good album. I feel like it's kind of a story in a way. It kind of takes you through her observations of the things that she was seeing around her, not necessarily during the pandemic, but before.
Bad time.
But it doesn't leave you feeling sad or down, or that everything is going to heck in a handbasket, but it just paints an interesting picture. Her other inspirations, Curtis Mayfield, Bill Withers, Sly Stone, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Nina Simone, Ray Charles, Aretha.
I love it.
Tracy Chapman, CeeLo Green, John Legend, Alicia Keys, and then she drew her love for soul from her parents, Cat Stevens, Leonard Cohen, Paul Simon. So lots of little things injected within it, I think. And I'm kind of interested to see what else she's put out based on this. But
Yeah, that's
What
really
year?
cool.
What year is the album?
I believe it was released in 2021.
After the thing.
After the Corona.
Yeah,
After, after
after
the
that.
first name.
She had been out on tour, and I think was kind of catching steam, and then that happened. So she's back out now, but it appears she's mainly over in Europe and Canada, of course. So
I like that.
yeah.
That's great. I feel very bad that I didn't work harder at this.
Well, like I said, I kind of screwed up the nights, but I didn't want to let it go. And
No, good job.
yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Sounds like an album you should listen to.
Listen to.
Exactly.
That's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Let's do it, babe.
Mr. Young, what final cover
Oh,
is
no,
going
oh,
to
no.
bring us to spring?
This is from '94. It's their third album. The album's called Betty from Helmet.
Oh.
And the album cover is basically a vintage photo from 1965, which basically is a young woman in a field with a basket of flowers. It is great tunes, as Susie was saying, to drive to with volume up to 11. And it's regarded as Helmet's experimental album. You know, it's a lot different than Meantime, which got them a lot of success. But for as different as they are, I like them both really equally the same. And it's got some heavy rhythm guitar and some significant percussion, and but it's definitely different than Meantime. The vocals are more clean; they're not as harsh. They're maybe not April Fresh, but you know they're definitely easier to listen to.
They're not April Fresh.
Yeah. How am I supposed to?
Must follow. Good luck. Damn, you're number one.
Okay.
As if it matters.
Okay. I'm in between you and Jeff. Let's just put it out right there. So I get excused from whatever I put my number one at. Okay. This band, I'm sorry, but I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in my life. This band, every song I hear, I'm happy. I don't even know if their words are happy, but the song is happy. And I love them. And I just hope they keep on keeping on. And this particular album, I only picked it because of the album name, not the picture on the album, but also because I love this band. And it's SZNZ Spring by Weezer. And it is just the best thing in the world. Everything about it I love. It's fun, and everything about them I love. And there's not any of their songs that if I'm in a bad mood, if that song comes on, I don't feel good. So it would almost be like the Beach Boys. I would pick anything from Weezer, but this one I had to pick because it said spring.
Does Weezer do any Beach Boys songs? Do they do any Beach Boy covers?
Well, I bet they do. That's a whole show. Let's do it.
Oh.
Much to your chagrin. Thanks, Jeff. I don't know. I know you don't probably. We know all about what you like and what I like, but we're still friends. So I love Weezer. They make me happy. So that was it. And now you're going to ruin it even more. Go ahead.
I'd just like to say that Weezer's apropos because it's a very short album like Spring.
F you. Okay. So,
which college is that?
Franklin University.
The only place you guys got a degree.
Yeah, it's right. I did double.
It's in the mail.
I almost bowed out of this episode.
This individual, I could have picked two albums. I'm pretty sure people would argue with me in the choice, maybe.
Probably.
But You Belong Among the Wildflowers, and You Belong in a Boat Out at Sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free. Tom Petty's absolute, ridiculously good Wildflowers from
That was on my list. I thought you would think that was stupid, but
No,
not that I
no.
care.
On my
That
list
was on my
too.
list.
What I love about this is it's kind of got this birth, rebirth,
Mm-hmm.
happy-go-lucky, push it in your face, born again,
Yeah.
and extremely playful, even right down to the cabin down below.
Yes.
So I know that people are familiar with that, so I won't pontificate any further. But
No,
that
it's a
1994. I will say, you're looking at me and my picks, and you're going, "Gosh, you really didn't get into the 70s at all, or the 80s, except for late 80s." So I'm going to give two honorable mentions that are completely and utterly unprobably known to most. And I recommend them highly because they are a different take. So I'm going to start with Shakti, John McLaughlin, teaming up together. I don't know if you know Shakti. No?
no.
Shkti, and John McLaughlin, who obviously one of the greatest guitar players of all time. And the album name is Natural Elements from 1977. This is Hindustani guitar, violin, and cultural album that has this elementalist kind of feel, a dream of sound. John McLaughlin is doing obviously the stuff that he normally does in an outstanding way, but it shares this solemn and tapping and pouring of like April Rain with rhythm and drum that goes on. The violin is ridiculous. The spring bounce. There's like a wonderment of this whole thing. But it's kind of shrouded in a little bit of mystery and a little bit of spirituality, and an album that has just a ridiculously strong aura around it. And it's 1977. My other honorable mention, Masayoshi Takanaka. Okay. No.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I know.
This
I
is
know.
the Rainbow Goblins from 1981. Okay, 1981. So get ready, because this is going to have this very, very progressive oddity to it. Okay, and this is something I really don't enjoy. But when you're having an album called the Rainbow Goblins, and I could have put Radiohead's In Rainbows on here, or Moon Shaped Pool. But I'm
Yeah.
giving you something here that's just a little more off kilter than anything you're going to experience. So if it's about rainbow goblins, someone has to tell the story. So yes, there is a storytelling to this record, and I think it has to be said. So think of, as Jeff said, take away this the Wizard of Oz. This record has this. It's a soul Wizard of Oz. It's got classical. It's got progressive rock. It's jazz soaked. It's in its 80s. So think of like Pat Metheny, but as in the Asian influence and guitar that's going on. It's not over the top in similar places, but oh my God, it's fusion. It starts off with this classical beginning, and I'm like, I just remember being like, wow, this is going to be, and then something changes really quickly, and the Rainbow Goblins have many colors, and there's a each goblin is part of the rainbow.
Right.
So to spring, I
Interesting.
give you Rainbow Goblins from 1981. If anybody else has any honorable
I
mentions,
have one honorable mention.
Okay.
It's a one-hit wonder. One-hit
Okay.
wonder. They only had one album. I actually saw them in 72 or 73 at the San Fernando Valley Fair. And their name is Spring, and the album's name is Spring.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was a fun album.
But did they
So what you're
really
saying is
have
it
a
never-
hit?
Yeah, you're saying it never went forward.
They
Don't
had
spring forward.
they had a minor hit in England, but not here.
Got it. I had one honorable mention.
Okay.
It was Wildflowers.
Ah, okay. Good.
Because 94, spring of 94 was when that was released.
Yep.
And I was driving my kid around in the car to make him freaking go to sleep. And I was, when he did, I went,
there's a book
no.
for that.
And then, but what's interesting was years later, that was his favorite album. because
Oh,
I'm like shoving a sock in his face or whatever. But wildflower, I didn't. This was a hard exercise, Mark.
It
This
was.
was, you look at it and you go, like Christmas songs are easy. St. Patrick's songs would probably be easy. Whatever other ones, but spring, it's more about a feeling than a name, right?
Mhm. Well,
I
join
loved it.
us in 2 Thursdays for albums
Oh
that
no.
make us think of Jesus getting nailed to the cross.
Great.
Well, there's a lot of those. Jeff,
I will be there.
iPad 2, you are on spot.
Well, for
Jeff,
me, I mean, I used to always get a cassette tape or a CD when I was younger in my Easter basket. And the one that I remember the most is Power Mania from Def Leppard.
The Easter Bunny was good to you then, huh?
Yeah,
Super
wow.
Yeah.
honorable mention? No.
that's funny. I like that.
No, that is not next Thursday. Not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. It will be panelist favorites. It's part 2 of the progressive show.
Oh, yes, the progressive. Got it.
So, what were your albums of spring? Give us your list. Make a few comments on these albums too, because if you went down the rabbit hole to check some of these out, would love to have the feedback to know how your rabbit hole experience went. Did you find the Easter eggs colored beautifully and in the tie-dye fashion? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We're stuck at 222. Not that 223 is going to make a lick of difference, but whatever.
Stop.
We're on the
One day
web.
we're gonna all go over 1,000. You watch it.
You
We'll
watch, yeah. I'm gonna have to start paying. Everybody gets $1.
Dollar.
We're on the web at beyondyourradio.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, of course, articles, videos, podcasts coming soon. All about bands, artists, albums, anything we can get our hands on. Go Beyond Your Radio with us, a real music appreciation channel. Check out tomorrow's album review. Saturday, we tackle Nels Klein's latest jazz concentric quartet, and as well as the beautiful one from Rose Cousins.
Yep.
And much more. Thanks for watching and happy listening.
Bye.